flash, bright like a roaring fight. Crypto dreams under stadium lights. Sweat and fire, hearts ignite. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch replay. Highlights, wild scores collide. It's the ride in life tonight. Plays drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate. Rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fate. Every second pounding, can't wait. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch replay. Highlights, wild scores collide. It's the ride of your life tonight. Plays drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate. Rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fate. Every second pounding, can't wait. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch we play. With the Ginch we play. With the Ginch we play. With the sports buffet.
Oh, yeah, and I was
With the Ginch we play. With the Ginch we play. With the Ginch we
here on the Cole County Entertainment Network. Another edition of our early evening sports buffet with Ginch. I am the Ginch, coming up at 8 o'clock. I'm my man Fuji. He'll be on his final show, final version of his show, tonight at 8 o'clock. But welcome. Thanks for the Ginch quartet there. For some odd reason, my headphones are not working because technology has a way of boning me. Just shoving the red hot poke. I wanted to start off. Of course, you always hope that when a tragedy occurs, you hope for the best. Just needed to get confirmation. Unfortunately, Greg Biffle, his family, and others involved in a fatal plane crash. I've been following NASCAR since 1975 when I was 7 years old, and my cousin took me to my first race. And it just, when stuff like this happens, it just never gets any easier. I was a David Pearson fan to start, and then Dale Earnhardt fan, and then, of course, the tragedy that happened. It's going to be 25 years coming up since that tragedy took place in Daytona when Dale Earnhardt lost his life. We've had many instances over the years. I've had Larry McReynolds on, obviously Davey Allison being killed, obviously I can't remember if it was a helicopter or a plane crash, but it was a helicopter, and now in Kowicki as well. Adam Petty back in 2000, just a multitude of instances where drivers have lost their life either on the track or doing what they're loved. In this case, it was Biffle's plane. Biffle and his family, they were among 7 people killed in Statesville, North Carolina. This is reported by ESPN News Services. Biffle, his wife Christina, daughter Emma, son Ryder, Craig Wadsworth, and Dennis and Jack Dutton died in the crash. Biffle was 55. He drove a stock car for 18 years. I think his best year, trying to remember if it was 2006. It was 2006 or 2005 when he won 5 of the first 10 races. Of course, when Hurricane Helene hit afterward, he worked to help others. He's a helicopter pilot. He supplied aid to anybody that needed. The plane took off from Statesville Regional Airport shortly after 10 a.m., but then returned and was attempting to land there before crashing. Tributes, comments Obviously, I've been pouring in. This tragedy has left all of our families heartbroken beyond words, and it said in a joint statement released on behalf of the families. Greg and Christina were devoted parents and active philanthropists whose lives were centered around their young son Ryder and Greg's daughter Emma. Emma was a wonderful human being with a kind soul who was loved by many people. Ryder was an active, curious, and infinitely joyful child. Uh, Again, when stuff like this happens, um, the thoughts and prayers are to the family and friends. Every time something like this happens, like in NASCAR, I just flash back to February of 2001 when Dale Earnhardt passed away, and it just never gets easier. You never think things like this are going to happen. You know they could happen, and in this particular instance, it did. Jack Roush said, I have lost a dear friend and partner in our NASCAR program. His contributions to our race team over the years are immeasurable. NASCAR put out a statement. The NASCAR family is devastated at the loss of Greg Biffle, who was one of our 75 greatest drivers. He became known for his relentless post-career humanitarian work. So, just somber. Right in between the holidays, right before Christmas, it would be a tragedy no matter what time of year it is, but sometimes there just are no words, no explanation. You don't know what to say. You just really don't. And if you hear a little bit of emotion in my voice, it's just because it hits home. Anybody who watches this show knows at the end of the program, I say, practice compassion, practice empathy, have passion for what you do, which is what Greg Biffle did. Hug somebody every once in a while. You might make their day, and tell somebody you love them. You might not get a second opportunity. Um, there's really no solace, to be honest with you. Um, they were together in life, and now they're together on the other side, and it just sucks. When things like this happen, it sucks. It hits home. You're at a loss for words because there's no explanation. I'm sure the explanation will come out, why they turned around, what was wrong with the aircraft. It'll all come out in due time. But again, just I don't even know what to say. So, some other news and notes and headlines from around the world in sports. Now, this is reported by Don Van Natta Jr. of ESPN. NFLPA lawyer Heather McPhee sues the union for alleged retaliation. Uh, she filed a federal lawsuit Thursday alleging that the union's former executive director and two current executives conspired to keep her from cooperating with a criminal investigation into union finances. Heather McPhee, the NFLPA's associate general counsel since 2009, accuses top union executives and former executive director Lloyd Howell Jr. of illegal misconduct, sex discrimination, breach of fiduciary duty, and retaliation as she prepared to become the star witness in a year-long criminal inquiry, according to the lawsuit. McPhee says she was placed on paid administrative leave for alleged workplace misconduct in August because she had repeatedly raised legal concerns about union leaders' decisions and to stop her from testifying before a federal grand jury investigating the NFLP and the Major League Baseball Players Association. It seeks at least $10 million in damages for her lost earning potential and as compensation for humiliation, embarrassment, and emotional distress. Of course, the NFLPA Hasn't commented on anything. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. If there was wrongdoing, I hope she gets what she deserves as far as compensation. Puka Nakua, he has apologized. He had no idea that his gesture that he made online during a live, I don't know if it was TikTok or whatnot, he had no idea that it was offensive. He issued a statement Thursday apologizing for performing his gesture on an internet live stream that was anti Semitic in nature and perpetuated harmful stereotypes against Jewish people. In a statement, Nakua said at the time he had no idea of the nature of the gesture, which had been associated with anti Semitic themes. Said, I deeply apologize to anyone who was offended by my actions, as I do not stand for any form of racism, bigotry, or hate of another group of people. He made the gesture live on Tuesday on a live stream. He did it with two internet streamers, Adine Ross and N3On, who suggested he perform the gesture as part of his next touchdown celebration. The NFL came out and said the NFL strongly condemns all forms of discrimination and derogatory behavior directed towards any group of individuals. The league said in a statement today, the continuing rise of anti-Semitism must be addressed across the world, and the NFL will continue to stand with our partners in this fight. Hatred has no place in our sport or society. Why people do what they do, I don't know. The WNBPA says its members have voted to strike when necessary. Reported by Kevin Pelton, ESPN. It says they had voted overwhelmingly to authorize calling a strike when necessary during the ongoing negotiations between the Players Association and the WNBA on a new collective bargaining agreement. The players have spoken, the WNBPA said in a statement. Through a decisive vote with historic participation, our membership has authorized the WNBPA's executive committee to call a strike when necessary. The players' decision is an avoidable response to the state of negotiations with the NBA and its teams. According to a source, WNBA's latest proposal includes an uncapped revenue sharing model that would raise maximum salaries above $1.3 million, up from the current $249,000, and growing to nearly $2 million over the life of the agreement. The proposal would also raise average salaries above $530,000, up from the current $120,000, growing to more than $770,000 over the life of the agreement, according to the source. And it also will raise minimum salaries from the current $67,000 per year to over $250,000 in year one alone. Of course, the WNBA came out with a statement and said, we strongly disagree with the NWPA's characterization of the current state of negotiations. They also went on to say, it is difficult to understand claims that the league is resistant to change, particularly given that we are proposing numerous CBA modifications, including significant immediate salary increases and a new uncapped revenue sharing model that would ensure continued salary growth tied to the revenue growth, WNBA statement said, and a partridge in a pear tree. I have a feeling this is going to get uglier before it gets better. But look, the players are pushing for what they think they deserve, and obviously, I agree with it. Will Muschamp is returning to Texas as their defense coordinator, as Texas has fired their defense coordinator Pete Kwiatkowski. Doesn't say what the deal was for, but hopefully Will Muschamp can make a difference. I didn't think the defense played all that bad this year, maybe a couple games. They certainly played well against Ohio State. It was the offense that was kind of like, slow to get going. Let's see what else. Uh, the whole the whole Paul Joshua fight. I'm not going to get into. It's a fucking ring circus anyway. I just boxing's become a joke. Um, that the whole whatever fighting in general across the board has become a joke. It's just a money racket. It's not like it used to be. I can put it to you that way. Puka Nakua's brother was arrested over the theft of a Lakers car. That came out today. I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole. You can read it for yourself. Uh, Puka didn't have enough problems. It's reported by ESPN. His brother was one of two men arrested over the weekend for allegedly stealing a vehicle that reportedly belonged to Lakers forward Adu Thiero. The men arrested Saturday by the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department are Trey Rose, 27, and Samson Nakua, also 27. This will just continue to get uglier as well. Let me jump to the NFL. I went over who I thought was going to win the games this week. There is a game tonight: Rams and the Seahawks. Again, I'm picking the Rams to win this game. Seattle's favored by 1.5. But I trust Matthew Stafford more than I trust Sam Darnold. So I have the Rams winning. If you're keeping track of injuries, Chicago Bears receivers Rome Odunze and Luther Burden, they're out for the Packers showdown, which really hurts the Bears like tremendously. I'm still picking the Packers anyway to win that game. Also for the Bears Packers matchup, running back Josh Jacobs and Christian Watson, wide receiver, they're questionable to face the Bears. So we'll see what happens there. Colts Anthony Richardson, he's cleared to practice, but he's out for Monday Night Football. He's not going to see the field. Let's see what else. And former Jaguars and Steelers linebacker Miles Jack is facing gun charges after his Tuesday arrest, according to the Frisco Police Department. That just came out today. Per the release, police responding to a welfare check at a Frisco residence at 5:40 a.m. local time on Tuesday heard gunshots from inside the residence. After setting up a perimeter and evacuating several other residents, police officers saw a second-story window break and a suspect, later identified as the 30-year-old Jack, climb out and fall to the ground. He was arrested at 7:15 a.m., taken to a local hospital, treated for his injuries, and a partridge in a pear tree. So there you have it. Let's go to the NBA, shall we? Trae Young's returning after a 22-game absence. He's returning. He's been out since October. Utah Jazz leading scorer Mr. Markkanen, he is out for the Lakers game tonight. New York Knicks Brunson and Towns make the All NBA Cup team. Whatever the fuck that means. The NBA Cup. What is it? You get a Dixie Cup? Is that what it is? Just a dumb asinine idea. Just play the fucking regular season. Just play the games. Just play the regular season. No NBA Cups. It's dumb. Let's go to some scores, shall we, from yesterday. '17th. Only two games on the slate. The Bulls beat the Cavaliers 127-111. the Cavaliers, leading scorer was Donovan Mitchell with 32 points. For the Bulls, leading scorer was Colby White, 25 points. Josh Giddey, triple-double, 23 points, 11 boards, 11 assists. And the Grizz beat the Timberwolves 116 to 110. Excuse me. Leading scorer for the Grizz was Jaren Jackson Jr. with 28 points. He also added 10 boards. Santi Aldama, 11 boards. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, leading scorer was Julius Randle with 21 points. Rudy Gobert added double-double, 16 and 16. Dante DiVincenzo, 19 points, 11 rebounds. On the slate tonight at 7 o'clock, the Hawks are at the Hornets. Knicks are at the Pacers. At 7:30, Heat at the Nets. 8 p.m., Clippers at the Thunder. Wizards at the Spurs. Raptors at the Bucks. Rockets at the Pelicans. At 8:30, the Pistons are at the Mavs. 9 o'clock, Magic at the Nuggets. 9 o'clock, Warriors at the Suns. 9 o'clock, Lakers at the Jazz. 10 o'clock, Kings at the Trailblazers. Go to the NHL. Scores from yesterday. Panthers beat the Kings 3-2. Mammoth beat the Red Wings 4-1. The Blues blanked the Jets 1-0. 1-0. Hurricanes over the Predators 4-1. Devils final in a shootout. They beat the Golden Knights 2-1. Heavy slate today in the NHL. 7 o'clock, the Oilers are at the Bruins. The Blackhawks are at the Canadiens. The Penguins at the Senators. The Kings at the Lightning. The Maples at the Capitals. The Wild at the Blue Jackets. 7:30, Flyers at the Sabres. 8 o'clock, Rangers Blues. 9 o'clock, Kraken at the Flames. 10 o'clock, Stars at the Sharks. NCAA football action last night. A couple of bowl games were played. As I jump to it here. As soon as it comes up, give me just a second. Yeah, an early evening sports buffet with the Ginch here on the Cole County Entertainment Network. I'm the Ginch. Actually, one game played. No, 2 games played yesterday. Old Dominion beat South Florida. A little bit of a surprise for me. 24-10. And Delaware, in their first year in FBS, they beat Louisiana 20-13. So Old Dominion are your Staff DNA Cure Bowl champions, and Delaware your 68 Ventures Bowl champions. No bowl games tonight. Probably because there's an NFL game on. NCAA men's basketball. Let us jump to the scores from yesterday. Top 25 action yesterday. Number 7 Gonzaga beat Campbell 98-70. Final in overtime, number 13 Vandy stays undefeated. They beat Memphis 77-70. Final, number 16 Alabama over South Florida 104-93, and number 23 Florida beat St. Francis 102-61. Only one team in top 25 action tonight. The number 25 Georgia Bulldogs will host Western Carolina. As we jump to the women, top 25 scores from yesterday. Number 2 Texas beat Northwestern State 96-38. Number 1 UConn beat Marquette 89-53. Number 14 Ole Miss hammered Mississippi Valley State 102-34. Final, number 16 Louisville over Eastern Kentucky 76-51, and a final, number 18 North Carolina over UNC Wilmington 84-34. Top 25 action tonight. Just underway early on in the first. Norfolk State up on number 21 Ohio State early 4-2. 7 o'clock, number 2 South Carolina is at South Florida. 7:30 p.m. number 13 Vandy hosts Albany. 8 p.m., number 15, Baylor hosts Southern. And 10 p.m., number 19, USC hosts Cal Poly. Let me jump to the soccer Premier League. Let me jump to this weekend's schedule. On Saturday, as soon as it comes up here. Oh, a heavy slate on Saturday. Big slate. Newcastle will host Chelsea. I've got Chelsea winning 2-1. Bournemouth is hosting Burnley. Newcastle Chelsea is at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I've got Bournemouth beating Burnley 3-1. 10 a.m. Brighton and Sunderland. I have it as a 1-1 draw. 10 a.m. Man City will host West Ham. I've got Man City winning 3-1. 10 a.m. Wolverhampton, they're just abysmal. It's their year to get relegated unless something really turns around, and it's not. They're hosting Brentford. I've got Brentford winning 2-1. 12:30 p.m. Tottenham hosts Liverpool. I've got Liverpool winning 2-1. 3 p.m. Everton hosts Arsenal. I've got Arsenal 2-1. And at 3 p.m., Leeds hosts Crystal. I've got that as a 1-1 tie. On Sunday, Aston Villa will host Man City. I've got Villa winning this 2-1. And on Monday, Fulham will host Nottingham Forest. I've got this as being a 2-2 draw. Oh, college football. Tomorrow night, first round of the college football playoffs begin. And it's just so ungodly, fucking stupid that they're having the first playoff game on a Friday night. Couldn't play all four on a Saturday. So I'll make my picks as I did last Friday on Student Body Right. Number 9, Alabama. Number 8, Oklahoma. College football playoff first round. Memorial Stadium. Obviously, Oklahoma gets the first round playoff game. Look, Oklahoma's favored by 1.5. Weather's not going to be an issue. 52 degrees at kickoff. Balmy for this time of year out in the Midwest. I just don't like Oklahoma's offense right now. I just don't. I know Oklahoma beat them early in the year. I get it. A lot of people don't think Alabama should be here. I don't either. But it's obviously a decent draw for Alabama. I'm not saying they're going to blow them out. It's just going to be a defensive struggle. But I got Alabama winning 24-20. Then on Saturday, 12 p.m., number 10, Miami, seeded. Number 7, Texas A&M. This is a Kyle Field, obviously. College Station. Texas A&M is favored by 3.5. Weather's going to be 67 degrees. Again, balmy. Last time we saw Texas A&M, they were getting their ass kicked by Texas. And the last time we saw Miami, they rattled off 4 straight, albeit not fantastic opponents. A lot of people don't think Miami should be here. Texas A&M chomping at the bit. It's been about a month since they played. Been about a month since Miami played. I've got Texas A&M winning a close one. I think I said 27-24 Texas A&M. 3:30 p.m. Number 11, Tulane. It's number 6 seeded Ole Miss down there in Oxford. Mississippi State favored by 17.5. Ole Miss already beat Tulane handily this year already. Lane Kiffin's gone. Charlie Weiss Jr., the offense coordinator, still there. By any stretch of the imagination, do I think Ole Miss is going to blow Tulane out? No. But they should win. I've got Ole Miss winning 34-21 or somewhere in that neighborhood. And, of course, 7:30 p.m., the final first round playoff game. We got number 12 James Madison at number 5 Oregon in Autzen Stadium. Weather 49 degrees. Again, balmy for the Northwest. Oregon's favorite by 21. As long as Oregon doesn't play down to the opponent, I think they'll be fine. Do I think they cover the 21? No. I think James Madison will come to play, but I've got Oregon winning 38-21. So there you have it. I've already been through all the other bowl games. I'm not going to go over them again. And I think that's it. Trying to look for some other news and notes. Don't see any. We're countdown to the Olympics, obviously. World Cup coming up next year. That's all set. So I think I'm going to end it there. Again, my top story. Fortunately, in the world of NASCAR, Greg Biffle, his family, 7 people on board that plane their lives were cut short. And again, you don't know what to say. So, with all that being said, like I say at the end of every show, practice compassion, practice empathy, have passion for what you do. Hug somebody every once in a while. You might make their day. Tell somebody you love them. You might not get a second opportunity. And for God's sakes, if you see somebody struggling, ask questions, inquire. You might not just be saving a life. You might be saving multiple lives. In the wake of the state of the world is so fucked. We need a little compassion. We need a little empathy. We need hugs. We need to tell people we love them because there's not enough of it. All I see is bullshit, 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 bullshit. So, again, it's actually balmy here. It was like 58 degrees here in the Northeast. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 60, albeit it's supposed to rain all goddamn day. Why can't it be nice out tomorrow? Like 60 degrees and no rain. Maybe I go out and golf 9 holes. I haven't been golfing in like 4 months. But with all that being said, everybody enjoy their weekend. Stay safe out there. Check on your neighbors. Check on your pets. Just, we need more love and we need more compassion and empathy. With all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and that's for Dandy Don to take me out.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.